Hello, Blue Springs, and welcome to this edition of Positively Blue Springs here on the BSSD Media Network. I'm Tony Reisinger of Sideline of Sports. So happy you could join us today. We have a fantastic show lined up for you. First, we're joined by Coach Jimmy Cain. He is the head coach of the Blue Springs South Jaguars boys basketball team, your state champions. And Coach Cain is going to tell us about that great ride down in Columbia. Tell us about his team and just about his being born and bred here in Blue Springs and bringing home a state title. Then we'll be joined by Kathy and Frank Yardley, mother and son. Kathy owns the Cake Pan up there on R.D. Mize Road. They do a fantastic job with birthday cakes, wedding cakes, cupcakes, you name it. And Frank is doing a fundraiser for Officer Pearson, and he's going to tell us about that. That's all straight ahead here on Positively Blue Springs, a presentation of the BSSD Media Network.
Thanks for this Oreo caramel shake, Kara.
I can't believe you ordered all these shakes.
Yeah.
And how do you know her name?
Oh, I kind of have nicknames for everybody based upon my order.
Caramel, Kara. Yeah.
Holly for jalapeno chocolate.
That's
and
great.
Janine for peanut butter.
Why Janine for peanut butter?
Because she reminds me of my ex-girlfriend Janine, who was nuts.
She was crazy.
25 hand-mixed real ice cream shakes, all half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
BR Carpet, located at 1901 Northwest Jefferson in Blue Springs, carries a complete line of quality name brand flooring products. Carpet, hardwood, tile and stone, laminate, vinyl, and now countertops. You will find it at BR Carpet. Customers appreciate the friendly service and professional installation they receive at BR Carpet, knowing their job will be completed promptly and done right. Update your floors with the help of the folks who are proud to be a sponsor of Positively Blue Springs. That's BR Carpet. Blue Springs owned and operated BR Carpet. More than a great floor. Call BR Carpet at 224-0777. That's 224-0777. Online at brcarpet.com.
Welcome back to Positively Blue Springs here on the BSSD Media Network. I'm Tony Reisinger of Sideline of Sports, and so I have to be joined by Coach Jimmy Cain. He is the head coach of your state champion Blue Springs South Jaguars boys basketball team. Went through the tournament there, undefeated, was not behind in the semifinal game, nor in the final game, just never lost their composure. And Coach, congratulations and welcome to Positively Blue Springs.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a special time here at our school and in our community, and couldn't be happier to bring home our first title. We're really excited.
The great thing about this title is you're a graduate of Blue Springs High School, so you're basketball-wise, you're Blue Springs born and bred, and bringing the first state title to Blue Springs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lifelong resident of the community. I've got a lot of pride in Blue Springs, and to be able to do this is very special on a personal note, as well as obviously the pride we have in our school. So definitely excited about it.
We had the privilege and the honor to broadcast the game on the radio down there, which was fantastic. And I always love to watch people coach, and watching you coach, the control that you have your team, the respect that your team has for you, where they are a team. Everyone contributed to this victory. They never lost their composure. Like I said, you being a coach, you learned from your past coaches. Who are some of the coaches that have really inspired you, that you find are that you're part of their coaching tree?
Well, my high school coach, Gil Hanlon, obviously he's a legendary coach. He was a great coach at Blue Springs High School for many years. He was my coach at Blue Springs High School, and he was also the guy that opened Blue Springs South and had so many great years here. He has been a real mentor for me throughout my coaching career, and I get a lot of my defensive philosophies from him. We've obviously added our own twist to a lot of things, but when it comes down to core fundamentals defensively, we do a lot of things that Coach Hanlon preached way back then. And And offensively, I was lucky enough to play under Bob Sunvold at Central Missouri. He was a great offensive mind. Just has a lot of great things to offer. The game of basketball offensively, and obviously the Sunvold name. When you think of the Sunvold name, you think of great offense, and
right.
They're cutting edge at all times. And then I owe a huge thanks to Frank Wheeler over at Blue Springs, the AD. I was lucky enough to coach under him for 3 years before I got the Blue Springs South job. Unbelievably poised at all times was Frank, and his teams always showed that. And I think that's one of the things. When I was young, I was young and probably a little more hot-headed than I am right now. So I learned a lot from Frank about keeping your composure and making sure that your team is always under control at all times. So owe him a great deal.
Right, you're great friends with Blue Springs Wildcats head coach, Adam Jones. Okay, I was told Adam was down there supporting you guys. Something special just about not just Blue Springs Wildcats basketball, Blue Springs South Jaguars basketball, Blue Springs High School, Blue Springs South High School. It's the Blue Springs School District. You know, when one of the teams is involved, everyone just pulls together and they cheer for the same team.
Yeah, it's almost like in this community, it's kind of like brothers. You know, you try to tear each other's head off and get the better of each other, and but when somebody else is maybe attacking you, you stand up and defend them. And we had great support down there from people over at Blue Springs. I've had a lot of people that I'm really good friends with reach out to us, and so very humbling experience to have that happen. So we know how fortunate we are and how lucky we are to have this chance.
Blue Springs and Blue Springs South, when most people think of them in athletics, they think of the state championship football teams and the 6,000 people there on Friday nights. And like I said, we had the privilege to broadcast the games on the radio. And speaking with Pete Grigsby, they did it on bssdradio.net. They had 700 listeners for the game on Friday. On 10:30 a.m. KCWJ and on the Vision Sports and Sideline Sports websites, 3,400 people logged on and listened. That's 4,100 people just listening online, not including who was there at the game, which was easily over 2,000, 2,500 people there from Blue Springs, but also people listening on the radio. You know, would you ever thought that many people would be tuned in to listen to a basketball game?
Well, for me personally, I mean, I was a basketball player growing up in this community, and I played at Blue Springs High School, and now I'm lucky enough to coach here at Blue Springs South, and it was always a dream to have that happen. I mean, we've had some great teams for many, many years, and when we finally got over the hump this year and kind of punched our ticket to the Final Four, from that point until we left Friday for our semifinal game, you really got the vibe in school that it was going to be really special. And it kind of reminded me back in '06, there was for the entire week leading up to the state football championship game, there was just a buzz at the school all week. And I knew, and we've had tremendous support from our super fans all year. They've just been outstanding. On the road, at home, they traveled to Columbia Hickman in the middle of January when we went there. They were at Municipal Auditorium when we played Webster Groves. They go anywhere we go, win or lose. They're totally supportive. So we knew that there would be a big following, and we're just really happy that we played so well too when we went down there. That was not only great for us, but it was great for the entire school and the entire city of Blue Springs.
And we spoke about you never trailed down there in the semifinals nor finals, but in the quarterfinal game, understand it was a very nip and tuck game, and it went down to the final seconds. Yeah,
the way the brackets play out in basketball, you could easily play the toughest team in the state early on, and we ended up playing a Nixa team who had won 28 straight games. They lost their very first game of the year. And they had played, I think, in this, I believe it was the championship game of Class 4 or 5, whatever, Class 5, I believe. But they were missing 2 or 3 guys their first game of the year. They lost to a really good team. Then they won 28 straight games, and they were a phenomenal team. And so we were also playing them down in Bolivar in their backyard. Our school, community, super fans traveled well that Saturday. We actually at least matched their crowd as far as attendance. But it was a great game. I mean, it went back and forth. We led by 5 early. They led by 6 a couple times. We led by 3 or 4 in the fourth quarter. They tied it. Came down to the last shot, and fortunate enough for us that they missed their last 3-point attempt, or else it would have been them down there. And that's the way the tournament goes. That's why they've coined the phrase March Madness, because in basketball anything can happen at any time.
Give me a scouting report of your team. The season's over, okay? You have some scrappy players that make it happen. And, we're doing our radio show today, and I was talking about Moore McKinney. He had I think 5 points, 9 rebounds, big rebounds right underneath there. And John Rolls, when he came in for when Purrier went out with foul troubles. I mean, his 5 points were so important in the way that he goes to the basket.
Right.
And then you have the big three that Purrier and and KJ and Brandon. Give us a scouting report on all these guys.
Well, obviously, as far as scoring goes, we were fortunate enough this year to have so much talent that we were never going to go on a large drought during a game. A lot of teams, even talented teams, there'll be a point in various games where you'll go 3 or 4 minutes without scoring. We had enough weapons this year where that wasn't going to happen to us regardless of how bad we were playing. I mean, we were going to have guys that could score. Defensively, we were really good most of the year. We played a lot of man-to-man early. We had a lot of success. We also have a zone that ended up being maybe our biggest weapon down in the Final Four this year. And throughout the year, we would blend it in during games. We would practice it every day, and throughout the year, we preached to our guys that there's going to come a time in postseason that this is going to be a huge weapon for us. And it was down there. I mean,
huge weapon in that championship game.
Yeah, the championship game with Bird doing what he was doing.
Because we focusing on pretty much on the big guys.
Yeah, Welty's such a great shooter. We had to really pressure him and not give much help off of him, and we did a great job. I don't think he attempted a shot until the third quarter.
Exactly.
So we took him out, but obviously that freed up Bird to do some things. And when we went to our zone, it slowed up their rhythm a little bit. We were finally able to kind of get them out of their offensive flow, and that change up probably was a little bit of a difference maker for us in the third quarter. But the problem is most of the time, most years you have a zone and you're not very good at it because you're a man-to-man team, or you play a lot of zone, and then when you play man, you're not very good at that. The great thing about these guys is they worked so hard in man-to-man and just as hard when we went zone, and so both of them were effective, and so it allowed me to trust it. I usually don't trust playing zone very much, but this year I did because of how active we were in it. It was a real weapon for us.
A key part of the championship game was when you had that 13-point lead, and eventually with a technical foul, and then the young man sinking the 1-and-1, then sinking the foul free throws, and then going down and making a bucket to put it down to 7. But your guys just kept their composure and just kept it rolling.
Yeah, and we've had games like that all year. We've had a great schedule. We've been battle tested. There's been very few games where we've just ran away from teams, and that's because of our tough schedule. So our guys were very comfortable in close games. We've played so many talented teams. We feel like our conference is the best conference in the state. We've seen teams make runs at us all year, and so I think because of that, it didn't bother us. It wasn't like we were winning games by 20 or 30 all year long, and then when somebody cuts a lead down in the semifinal, we would panic. We were able to continue to play like we've played all year long because we've been so battle tested. So that was a big factor and a big key for us as well.
Let's get some props to your assistants. Tell us about your assistants.
Well, they're behind the scenes most of the time, but I couldn't ask for a better coaching staff. First of all, our freshman coaches do a phenomenal job of laying the foundation of our program. Most of our players go through the freshman program. Very few of them are pulled up when they're young, and they do a great job of laying the foundation. And Coach Buffington at the sophomore level is as good as it gets. Last night we have our banquet, and he talks to his team about their season, and he also mentions the fact that of the 7 seniors that just brought home our school's first state title, 6 of them played for him. And most of the time there's a stigma or a feeling from outsiders that if you're a sophomore playing on the sophomore team that you might not have much of a future in the program. But that couldn't be further from the case in our program, and that's because we've had so much depth and so many good players that we've had people willing to go through those steps to develop their game. And so Coach Buffington does a great job at the sophomore level, and then he has to double dip and help us at the JV and varsity level. And he's such a great offensive mind, and he's been a head coach before, so he's great at scouting and those types of things. And then my right-hand man, Josh Smith, has really changed our program. I mean, he came in '06. We won a district title. Went through a couple years where we kind of took steps back, but really, for the most part, we've had just unbelievable success with him in our program. And he's a ultimate competitor. He brings a lot of toughness to our team. He demands effort. Everybody knows how intense he is, but the things that people don't see about Coach Smith and Coach Buffington, obviously I had to do a lot of scouting on St. Louis U High leading up to our semifinal game, but with only less than 24 hours from semifinal to championship or semifinal to third place, whatever you play, you have to be prepared for your next opponent. So the entire week leading up to the Final Four, Coach Smith is scouting Chaminade through the wee hours of the night, and Coach Buffington is scouting Park Hill South through the wee hours of the night, breaking down film and watching multiple games, so we were ready for either team that we were going to play. And those are the things that people don't see that I'm just so appreciative of, and we couldn't be as successful as we are without those guys.
Okay, time is precious. We could talk for hours here because, it's just a fantastic run. Next last question that I want to ask you is, season's over, okay? Next year you have the targets on your back. Okay, who do you have coming back? And when you with your team, because we see it in football, like with offensive linemen, when you go up against the best, you just move right up. What do we have to look forward for next year?
Well, we have 2 starters back. Obviously, KJ Robinson and Briley Moore McKinney. They're going to bring a championship pedigree to us and give us a lot of leadership. Tyler Clark came off the bench and was a varsity letterman for us this year. So he's going to give us some toughness and a lot of leadership. So really, we have 3 core guys that were in our rotation a lot. So that's where we start. And then our JV was 17-2 this year. They were really good. They actually went through conference without a loss. They played each conference team twice and never suffered a loss. So we feel really good about our group that's going to be coming back next year for us. There's going to be a lot of guys that are really talented that haven't played varsity. So untested but talented, and I think they're going to be itching to prove themselves. And a lot of them were on the bench down there this weekend, and I know they got a taste of what it feels like, and so that can only help us.
Final question: spring break is next week. Could it come at a better time?
No, I'm gonna play golf and sleep. Yep. I can't wait. I need to catch up.
We have a chance to just turn off the phone, and
I think so.
'Cause I bet it's just been ringing off the hook.
It really has, and it's all good. I mean, I can't even express how grateful and humbled I am by all the well-wishers. I mean, people that I haven't seen since I was a high school student, and are reaching out, and it's a humbling experience, and I'm looking forward to next week and playing with my 2-year-old and going to the park and playing golf and like I said, getting a lot of sleep.
Yeah. Well, Coach, like I said, we could talk forever. Congratulations. You summed it all up when you said it's all good.
Yep.
It's all good.
It's all good. That's
okay,
right.
And we'll just leave it at that. Congratulations to the Blue Springs South Jaguar fans, okay, to Blue Springs, to Lee Summit, because they make up Blue Springs South High School, to you and your staff and your players. Your name of this program is Positively Blue Springs, okay? You guys are definitely Positively Blue Springs. Let's throw your cheerleaders in there as well, okay, the guys and gals. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks,
okay?
Tony.
Let's do it again next year.
Definitely. Thanks.
All right. This is Positively Blue Springs State Championship Edition here on your leader for high school activities in Blue Springs.
Cars are more than just metal. They're our best friend, and our best friend's best friend. They're our chariots and our workhorses. They make us feel alive, and they put us to sleep. They make us laugh, and they make us proud. So when something happens to them, something happens to us. From dents and scratches to glass and collision repair, CarStar Auto Body Repair experts do it all.
For all your auto body repairs, go to your locally owned KC Auto Car Star in Blue Springs.
Thinking about college? Then check out Metropolitan Community College Blue River. We offer transfer programs that give you the foundation for a bachelor's degree and career programs such as Police Academy and Fire Academy that reward you with a quick access to great jobs. Our small class sizes give you personal attention and our class times fit your busy lifestyle. MCC Blue River's cost is 1/3 that of most universities, and financial aid and scholarships are available to those who qualify. Check out our online courses and Saturday classes. Go to mcckc.edu to enroll today or call 816-604-1000. Again, that's 816-604-1000. Blue River is a campus of Metropolitan Community College.
Welcome back to Positively Blue Springs here on the BSSD Media Network. I'm Tony Reisinger, Sideliner Sports, and so happy to be joined by Kathy Yardley. She is the local owner and operator of the Cake Pan there on Artie Mize Road in Blue Springs, just off 7 Highway. You know, around Blue Springs, you see all this art that's around at different places. If you want to see some real art, you need to see the cakes that are put out at the Cake Pan, and we have the artist with us today. She's Kathy Yardley, and Kathy, welcome to Positively Blue Springs.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you having me on here. I own the Cake Pan in Blue Springs, and I have owned it for the last 17 years. And I started cake decorating when I was pregnant with my daughter 32 years ago. And I just happened to have the Cake Pan, and it is a very unique store.
Oh.
Very. I mean, when you walk in, it's a little bit overwhelming, but, you know, you just kind of get used to it really fast because we have a lot of do-it-yourselfers. And so whenever you want to bake those cupcakes yourself, we have the biggest selection of cupcake liners than anybody in Kansas City, and sprinkles and everything to do it. If you want to do classes, we teach cake decorating classes. You can go on my website, www.thecakepan, and there's a space for classes, and you can find out when your classes are available. They are coming up. It is March the 29th that they're coming up, and you come for 3 Tuesdays in a row. It's $60. And
a great investment.
Right. If you did not want to do it yourself, I would be glad to bake your cake. I bake my own cakes. I make my icing from scratch, and I use really good quality ingredients. It's quite different than anybody else's. Not that theirs are bad. Mine's just different. So we can do basically anything. I've been doing it, like I said, for 32 years. So you bring me a picture, I could pretty much replicate it.
Oh, I can definitely attest to that.
Graduation is right around the corner.
Yep.
And we can take the invitation for your graduation, whatever school, and the colors, and their graduation picture, and put it on a cake. It's edible, tasteless, odorless, and government approved.
Okay. And Pete does such a great job with this channel.
Absolutely.
We serve so many communities with high schools, so you may be getting calls from Odessa, Oak Grove, Grain Valley over in Fort Osage, the independent schools, Raytown, the Blue Spring schools, Lee Summit. You know, if someone's looking for graduation cakes or cupcakes,
we do cupcakes. You
do them. And I can tell you, your cupcakes, one of our other great sponsors, KC Auto Car Star, you know, Jennifer Rankin and I went out and we did a little, you know, going in and seeing some businesses and talk about some of the things that we do together. And we had you make some cupcakes for us. You know, when we walked in the door, a lot of people, oh, well, here's just some people walking in again. Here's a cold call, you know, kind of like a telemarketing call. But when we said we had cupcakes from the Cake Pan, you know, turned right around. They said, glad to see you. What can we do for you?
Absolutely.
I mean, and I would recommend to anyone that's in sales, okay? If you're looking, you know, there's a thing about taking a dozen donuts or something like that, or, you know, a $10 gift card, taking someone out to lunch. But you take the office a dozen cupcakes from the Cake Pan, you know, you're making a statement. You're doing something right, and you know, they're delicious, and everyone loves your frosting. Tell us about your frosting.
The frosting is very unique. I mean, actually, I've made it all morning this morning. I use quality ingredients. It's not real sweet. It doesn't stick to the roof of your mouth. Most people get it out of a bucket because they don't have time or knowledge on how to make it. And the places they want quantity a lot. And I believe in quality and a good value. I try harder than anybody I know. Obviously, I can't taste every cake that goes out.
Right.
But when I dump that cake out of the oven, I know if I got busy out front and I have to rebake it, I have no problem rebaking another cake. When you order a cake from me, I want it to be the best quality that I can possibly do. I try my hardest, 110%. Like, I try so hard to make that child for that event birthday party. She will smile when she opens up and sees the cake that she wanted and stuff.
Right, and I encourage people out there to, on Facebook, if you're on there, look up the Cake Pan, because each week you send out some of the pictures of the cakes that you send out each week from that people have ordered, and it is true art. And basically you look at it and you say, wow. And it's as simple as making a phone call to the Cake Pan.
Absolutely.
And there's a reason why the Cake Pan was one of the finalists for the Blue Springs Business of the Year. And that had to be a huge honor for you.
Oh, that was amazing. I was so blessed. I mean, because I've never been a nominee or anything, and we donate, we give to the community. We give to the community a lot, as much as we possibly can. So your order goes to the community, everything for the community. The schools, all the schools have those cake walks at the carnivals, and for the last 17 years, I've owned it for 17 years. The Cake Pan's been there for 35 years now, but for the last 17, I've owned it. And since day one, all the PTA moms love me. They come in and tell me when it is, and I've done the cakes for Cancer for Kids, and to see those kids smile is just absolutely wonderful.
Right. It's very obvious that you're passionate about your work and you love what you do.
I do.
What do you love the most about what you do?
Making people happy. I mean, giving them what they want. So they are very happy usually when I hardly ever in 17 years had 4 complaints. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I
really
like
good.
making people happy. I believe in people.
Okay. There are many people go up and down R.D. Mize Road, and they can see where the Cake Pan is, but they need to go inside. Because
Absolutely.
We took our girls to Disney World last year. And if you want to go to Disney World here in Blue Springs, you go into the Cake Pan. You see everything, because there's everything imaginable.
Everything.
It's a happy, happy place. And if someone wants to stop by and visit you and ask any questions about ordering a cake or your classes, what's the address?
609 Northwest R.D. Mize Road, right there on the corner of 7 Highway and R.D. Mize. And we're open 10 to 5:30 during the week. Wednesdays we open at noon because I get my supplies. But if you see the light on at 8 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock in the morning, our door's open to you. You can come in. Them are our set hours, but if you see me there, the light's on, go ahead. I'll be glad to help you out any way I can.
And if they want to call you, what's the phone number?
816-228-7180. I also have my cell number on all of my cards. It's 816-686-7907. And the Facebook page is, I'm kind of challenged on the computer. It's The Cake is my first name. There's only one space, and Pan is my last name. You have to ask me to be your friend. And then I can confirm those 2 people, and you can see all of my cakes that I post and my classes that I post.
Right, you mentioned your website. Is it thecakepan.com?
www.
Is it thecakepan or cakepan.com?
The Cake Pan.
Okay, so don't forget the "the," because if you miss the "the," you're missing out.
Thanks, Tony. I appreciate it.
Kathy Yardley, you're the best at what you do. We're so lucky to have you here in Blue Springs. The name of this program is Positively Blue Springs. We're going to talk to your son next about a great fundraiser that's going on. But thanks so much for joining us, and check out the Cake Pan. You won't regret it. This is Positively Blue Springs, a presentation of the BSSD Media Network.
Good driver? State Farm agent Chad Smith has a discount for that and a lot more. Call
Call or stop by today.
Print Graphics, located at the corner of 10th and Vesper in Blue Springs, has been providing its thousands of satisfied customers with high-quality print products and services for 22 years. Fast, friendly, and professional service. That's what you can expect every time at Print Graphics. Print Graphics is locally owned and operated and offers the same high-quality products and services as the larger print shops, but at a lower cost. For business letterhead, envelopes, invitations, announcements, catalogs, brochures, or any type of printing product or service, phone or visit Print Graphics. That's Print Graphics, 945 Northwest Vesper in Blue Springs. You can call Print Graphics at 228-1053. That's 228-1053. Or visit them online at printgraphicskc.com.
Welcome back to Positively Blue Springs here on the BSSD Media Network. I'm Tony Reisinger, Sideline of Sports, and so happy to be joined by Frank Yardley. Okay, Frank is doing a fantastic fundraiser for Officer Pearson down in Springfield, and it's on April 12th over at Lunar Bowl. Gary Cobb and Tina Short, and there's, as always, they're stepping up to the plate, and Frank's taking the ball with this here, and he's running with it. And Frank, first off, welcome to Positively Blue Springs.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, well, thank you for doing this right here for Officer Pearson. Why don't you tell us about Officer Pearson, and then tell us about this fundraiser.
All right. Basically, he's Officer Pearson from Springfield Police Department. On January 26th, he basically went out on call to assist another police officer, and when he showed up, the suspect ended up shooting him in the face. He didn't die or anything, but he got shot in the face. He basically has to start over. He has to learn how to walk. He has to learn how to talk, write, play with his kids. I mean, he has a 3-year-old and an 8-month-old. He has a long road ahead of him. And even though he's from Springfield, we're doing the fundraiser here in Blue Springs because he's from Blue Springs. This is where he grew up. This is where he graduated. He graduated in 2003 at Blue Springs North High School. And all his friends and family still live here in Blue Springs. And I'm trying to get his hometown, his community, come together, try to show support for him and his family. And, of course, trying to raise money for him and his family. He has a lot of medical bills coming up. The fundraiser is going to be at Lunar Bowl here in Blue Springs on North 7 Highway on April 12th, which is a Sunday from 1 to 4.
Okay.
It's a bowl-a-thon. It's 3 hours of bowling. We sell these tickets for $15.
Right.
And it's good for 3 hours of bowling. It includes shoe rental. And we're also doing, door prizes, and as well as a big silent auction. We're getting all kinds of cool stuff for the silent auction. I mean, weekend getaways to oil changes to, all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, Blue Springs community is really coming together and donating all kinds of cool stuff. And we're also doing a 50-50 raffle. I mean, we're selling a ton of that. I mean, that's a good chance to, come home with $500 from the fundraiser as well.
Now, people need to know when you enter a 50-50 raffle for a charity, okay, if you win, you're a winner. But if you don't toss the other 50% back, or a good chunk of it back.
It's always good. A lot of people do just go ahead and donate their share of the winnings. And, I mean, I do understand some people are hurting for money. I mean, this is a hard time. So, I mean, if people can't, it's understandable. If some people can't, just do half their winnings and donate it. I mean, either way, half that money for the ticket sales is going to Officer Pearson.
Right.
So, either way, it's going to help him. And, I mean, it's going to be a cool event. I mean, we expect there to be a lot of people there, and it's going to be cool. And, I mean, if people want to buy tickets, they can either call me. My cell phone number is 816-309-3427. You can either call or text me. I have my phone on me 24/7. You can also go to the Cake Pan, and they're selling tickets and 50-50 raffle tickets there. You don't have to be present to win the 50-50 raffle. That's what's cool. I'm going to personally, taking somebody if they're not there to win. And we're also doing, we have a Facebook page.
Okay.
And it's called New Beginning for Officer Pearson. And you can contact us through there. And, it's going to be pretty cool.
Yep.
We plan on having a lot of fun there.
What a better way to spend is April 12th. Is that a Sunday afternoon?
Yes, it's Sunday afternoon. Right after church. If during Easter, tell people, hey, let's get together this next weekend. Go to the Lunar Bowl and do some bowling. It's for a great fundraiser, and it's
$15. You can bowl for 3 hours. You have the silent auction, a 50-50 raffle, and you can meet a lot of great people.
Oh yeah, it's going to be there. We expect there to be a lot of police officers there. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of people from the community there.
Yeah, and you know what? And this is where it's great to come out and support the police, because the police do such a fantastic job, and you know, they do the job that no one else does.
Right.
And you know what? They don't get the thank yous that they deserve. And this right here that you're doing for Officer Pearson is just fantastic. 'Cause I'm sure police officers or relatives of police officers, family, like I said, family, friends, you know, should come out and turn out and support the police, and goes to this great cause for Officer Pearson. And he's a friend of yours, correct?
Yeah, he's actually one of my best friends. I mean, I grew up with him pretty much all my life. I mean, I remember back in the day, him and, you know, all of our friends used to come over to my house and jump on the trampoline, and I mean, yeah, we hung out all the time. So.
Yep. Good things. And last question for you. Boy, there's a lot that goes into putting together a fundraiser, isn't there?
I tell you what, this is my first fundraiser I've ever put together, and I did not realize how much work it was. I mean, I literally donate 40 hours of my time for this fundraiser. I mean, and not including all the, you know, driving around, and I mean, it's crazy how much work it is. I mean,
it's on your mind 24/7, isn't
Oh,
it?
yes, definitely, yes.
But there's nothing else you'd rather be doing right now.
Right now I'm donating all my time to him. I mean, I'm in it full blown.
Yeah, you know what? With this right here, you've got love, you've got passion, and you know what? You're a true friend, and I want to congratulate you and congratulate Officer Pearson for having a friend like you for doing this here. And Pete, if you can zoom in here and right here on the flyer. Hey, don't forget it's April the 12th, okay, a Sunday afternoon, the week after Easter. Okay, going out down to Lunar Bowl, $15. You can buy your tickets from Frank here, or go to the Cake Pan, or probably even go to Lunar Bowl and buy them there. But you get 3 hours of bowling. There's a raffle. There's also a silent auction. Just a whole bunch of fun to be had, and it all goes to a great cause. And once again, the name of this program, Frank, is Positivity Blue Springs. What you're doing for your friend is so great. I congratulate you and I thank you for it. But this fundraiser is Positive Blue Springs. And once again, the great folks at Lunar Bowl stepping up for the community, and folks in the Cake Pan and all the other businesses that have pitched into this here. Thank you for that. Don't forget, April 12th at Lunar Bowl. And what time does it start again?
1 to 4.
1 to 4.
Yep, 1 to 4.
All right. Thanks, Frank.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. This is Positively Blue Springs, a presentation of the BSSD Media Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Alan Foster. Welcome to our practice. Foster Dental Care was founded in 1980. We've been a part of Eastern Jackson County since that time. I chose this area because my wife and I wanted to be close to the metropolitan area, but yet still be in a small town, and Blue Springs definitely has a small town feel even as it's grown.
Foster Dental Care, we really do every procedure from general dentistry, fillings, extractions, dentures, and up to cosmetic dentistry, Invisalign, braces, whitening, veneers. You name it, we do it here at Foster Dental Care.
We're a one-stop shop. We can treat anything from your dental emergency to your orthodontics.
I think what sets us apart here at Foster Dental Care is just our ability to serve a wide variety of patients and a wide variety of services, and while delivering the best possible dentistry in a warm and compassionate and comfortable environment.
Forming relationships with our patients is just as important to us as treating their dental needs. Seeing our patients walk out with a smile and a great experience is our goal.
I just love seeing patients, and just getting to do that on a day-to-day basis is wonderful. I love working with my team as we just strive to provide the best dentistry in the area and expand our knowledge and being able to do so.
At Foster Dental Care, our main concern is putting patients first and giving you the smile that you've always wanted. We look forward to your visit.
Welcome back to Positively Blue Springs here on the BSSD Media Network. I want to thank our guests that made our show outstanding today. First off, thank you and congratulations to Coach Jimmy Cain. Those Blue Springs South Jaguars, they are the state champions. You know what? It's a great time to be a Jaguar. And also thank you to Kathy and Frank Yardley. Don't forget about the Cake Pan for all your cake needs, and don't forget about that fundraiser for Officer Pearson that Frank is doing and at Lunar Bowl on April the 12th. Also, thank you to the viewers at home for inviting us into your living rooms to watch Positively Blue Springs. And I also want to thank the Blue Springs School District for allowing us this outstanding forum to present our program. I'm Tony Reisinger, Sideliners Sports. Make it a great day. Congratulations, Jags.